Alright guys, so in this video we are going to build our own rod and reel combo. And I don't mean we're going to go to Bass Pro Shop and buy a rod and reel. No, I'm talking we're going to make our own out of wood. So let's get right into it. Let's get dusty! Okay, so I can already hear you asking, are you going open face reel? Are you going bait caster? We're going something more of the longs of something that I can actually make, which is going to represent more of a bait caster. You'll see as we go along. Here's kind of the plan though. I need to make two U shapes. One for right here. This will actually be what connects to the rod. And then this one right here, which will be perpendicular on here, which then I'll have the handle here, dowel that goes through here, and that'll be what you actually reel with. Now the way that you're going to have to do this to prevent massive over spooling one area is you have to do the little thumb right there, which also might be how you do the drags with your thumb, because I don't know how to do a drag. So we're just gonna start cutting some wood and kind of seeing where things kind of get. And if you don't ever see this video, guess what? It didn't work. If you see this video, we at least made it to the water. Now voice over me. Do you want to tell him, or don't mean tell him? You tell him. Okay, I'll tell him. We're gonna build everything out of oak because I want something that's gonna be durable, especially if it's gonna get more than likely wet. So I'm gonna draw out some of my parts here, and we'll get started. So because I'm going to need the spot that the line will go onto, I want that to be symmetrical. I'll draw it out on paper for a template. I'll cut half of it out, then can take the one half, flip it, and then I'll mirror it and give me it very symmetrical, because I suck at drawing symmetrical stuff like that, especially on wood, but in general. So I want to cut the part that the line is going to go in first, and that's what it's going to look like. But I want to cut this out first before I cut out the other part. And I'm going to cut out the inside first because it'll be a lot easier while there's all the material around it. Then I'll bandsaw, cut it out, and drill my holes for the, yeah. I just remembered that I was cutting metal on my bandsaw blade and absolutely toasted it. So, well, I got as close as I can with the bandsaw. So now we'll just take it over and clean it up on the sander and get it more dialed in. Alright, I need to replace this paper. Everything in my shop apparently needs to get replaced. I probably should do that. So the plan right now is I need to drill the hole through this thing, dowel to go through so I can spin. I gotta get this thing straight, so I'm gonna try to set it up two different squares, get what I want, and then drill. I think I'm gonna clamp it first. Clamp it so it's square, and then do that. That seems like it might be a little more sense. That made a lot more sense. Alright, gotta scrap this idea. I don't know what I was thinking there. But now what I gotta do is cut this little guy out right here. And you see I got that notch right there. That thing that I just made, this thing will sit in there perpendicular. That's why I got the notch to hold it straight. And then we'll be able to use these parts right here to attach to the rod, in theory. Also, I think I'm gonna have to cut this section out of the top of this piece so I can get my thumb on that spool if need be to create my own drag. Alright, using combination of a dowel blade, bandsaw, and the jigsaw, here's what we got. So I'll just kind of complete this back over on the sander. Alright, so I got this thing ready to go. That goes in there. But the one thing I'm concerned about is I think this might be too small. Because I really think that with that pin in there, I'm not going to get a lot of line on there. Which means I think I need to make a bigger one. Cool. So I'm going to make a bigger one, and you're not going to see me do it. But I'm going to make one that looks just like this, but bigger. Ready? Go. This was the original one. Bam! Way bigger. Way bigger here. So this one I think will be able to hold a lot more line, and I spent a lot more time on it, and I think it looks a little bit better than this one. But as you can see, I said I was going to cut out that top part there. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut this to give me that little thummy access here. I think I've decided the multi-tool is the best bet for giving this a go. So we'll see what happens. I think this is also dull. And that worked. I don't have a flush cut bit, so I had to use that round and use the backside, but I got it cut out. I'm gonna grind this, kind of carve this out a little bit so it's more rounded and a little bit more better. Mo better. We want mo better for my finger. So I need to make the rest of the parts here, and I'm going to use the same wood that I was already using. So all I'm gonna do is table saw, I'll rip a little piece here, I'll make the handle part, and then we'll make our own dowel. Alright, I'll do some sketchy stuff on a table saw, but that's getting a little too close to my fingers. I'll just use the dull blade bandsaw. That was a lot safer. We're gonna take this piece though, we're gonna make it square, and then we're gonna make our dowel. Alright, and to be completely honest, I had to use a different piece of wood because I need it to be longer. So, as you can see, I have this square piece of wood, filed it down to kind of the tip. I drilled a hole that matches the diameter dowel that I need in this steel, and now normally it's not that hard, but normally I'm a lot closer to the diameter of what I need, but there you go. Holy moly. And I think I'm actually gonna leave this end and cut this square, and that'll give me a little more material to hook my handle to. I used the same drill bit to make the dowel that I did for the hole that I drilled. I need this dowel to be a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to take it. I don't even know if this is gonna work. Bam. All right. Heck yeah. Okay. So there's the concept. We'll just reel her in. Okay, so here's where we're at. It's 80 degrees in the shop. It's hot. But I have this part ready. I need to build a cap to go on here so to prevent it from coming in here. I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze. I need to cut this off. This will be the handle. I have to drill the 2 holes in here. And then I also need to cut this out, which will be the little thumb part for the handle. Now to attach this to the other handle part, one of those dowel pieces, the cutoffs of the dowel that I made will in here, and then we'll make a cap that goes on the end of this. So I need to make 2 caps and cut this out and the lever handle part. Do that, and then I think assembly. I got the base, this part, the lever, the handle knob, the 2 nuts, and then the spinning bajou. Unfortunately, they're also very small that I think I'm gonna have to hand sand all of them before I actually glue it all together. And I hate sanding, but more than just sanding, I hate hand sanding. But if you want it to look nice, you gotta do it. So while the reel dries, I still need a pole, and I know exactly where to go to get one. All right, so now look at the action on this. Got me an almost 8-foot noodle. I think I'm gonna want to take some of this down. I like the thick backbone, and then I don't know what that's gonna be. It really curves off about right here, so I'll probably cut it right there. I think that's what we're gonna do. I'll kind of get these burr type things off. I don't know if I'm gonna want to whittle it down or not, let it dry out a little bit. But now that's my rod. Hear that? Ah, other side. Use the good shoulder. All right, let's get this thing ready to be a rod. So I just realized that I actually recorded that time lapse super fast, so you didn't actually get to see me what I did, but I trimmed off all the little things and I took off all the bark except for kind of on the handle area. So I'm gonna let this thing sit out before I put eyelets in it for probably a day, let it dry up, and then we'll put eyelets in this, figure out how to attach the reel, and then we'll go see if I can catch a fish. All right, a couple foreshadowed issues that I got going on here. So one, because this is like a bait caster reel, the line has to run off the top. So when I got this stick, I didn't think the curvature would matter because I thought on inline it runs up the bottom, thought it'd be fine. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna cut off a big part of this part right here, will be like the tip. I'm using a bobber, so I don't think I really care about sensitivity. So I'll cut that down so it doesn't look absolutely ridiculous, and that'll allow me a little bit easier to get the eyelets in. So there's that. But the bigger issue that I think is here is the reel all completed. Works great, works fine. The problem is the center dowel that the line rests on is very small. So when I crank, every revolution's only going to bring that line in. Not much, like 3/4 of an inch. So which means, if my math's right, if I cast 20 feet, I think it's like 300 reels to get that thing in. Should have made that a lot bigger. There is room to make it bigger, but I don't think it would still matter. It would still take a very long time to bring it in. So those are just foreshadowing some issues I think we're going to have. We're still going to put it together and try it out. So the plan for the pole, or the rod now, will be, I got a variety size of eyelets here, eye hooks. I'm going to pre-drill down the front back thing of this. Just get a starter hole, and then I'll probably put a little bit of super glue on each eyelet as I put it in. Hopefully that works. And since my assumptions were correct, it is going to take me about 6 months to reel in a fish here. While I'm trying to spool this, I'm just going to use the drill, because I don't got that kind of time. Alright, I'm just that's hopefully enough line. Alright, we are all rigged up. Basically, I'm just free spooling everything. So, we're gonna go outside and see if I can cast this. If I can't cast it, we'll see if I can fix that. And if I can cast it, then we'll have to see if I can fish with it. Okay. Try that again. Ruh-roh. My wife is watching me and laughing. That didn't work. So that did not go as planned. I think the problem is there's so much friction built up inside here, and the fact that this thing has the weight that it does, trying to spin it as you cast it. So I think that this might just be kind of a lost cause. You guys may have figured that out as we were going. What I'm gonna do is when I get to the water, I'm gonna add weight. I'm gonna add enough weight that the bobber starts to sink but doesn't. I think that will help propel it. I'm also going to cut off these 6 inches right here, because that's that arc continues it way out here. Even if I just bring it back to here, I think that would help tremendously, so it wouldn't have such a whip arc. I don't know. We'll see you guys on the water. All right, we're on the water. Normally I can film a little farther away, get a little better shot, but I got a little fishing partner. So he gets the front, I get the back. We'll see how this goes. All right, since I can't cast this, I'm more than likely just gonna let out some line and throw it.
Yeah. Okay, cast it back then.
I got too much weight on it. It's taking the whole bobber down. I'm gonna take some weight off of it. Reel it in 7,000 times. This is gonna be a struggle. All right, let's try taking some weight off. We're at max capacity and weight here, so I'm gonna pull some out and just baseball throw it. Yeah. Hey. Reel in. You get him? Yeah, you got him. All right. Bring him on over, Rover. Hey, that's a bass, buddy.
That's actually a decent size one.
Sure is, bud.
Kind of far that time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think this is going to be the best bet. Maybe not.
So you lose your fish?
There you go. All right. Oh, wait, this way. We got fish on. I think.
You can just lift it up.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's
You can
biting.
lift it up.
I could probably lift it up, but I got a reel.
Why?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I don't know if it's still on there.
I got one on.
It's still on there. We did it. We did it. We did it.
Whoa! That's massive!
We did it.
That's
With the homemade pole, we did it. Sucked it down a little bit, so we had to do a little surgery. Not too deep, but wow, we did it. Took about 7,000 reels, but we made her happy, Captain. All right, we did it. We did it. It worked. I can't believe that it worked. Homemade rod and reel. All right, thanks for playing. All right, let's see if I can do it again. Apologize for the weed whacking going on right over there. Not much I can do about that. I'm gonna kind of use this as like a fly fish. I'm gonna get all my slack right here, and then we're gonna take this little thing. This is a multiple part caster. Yes. All right.
Oh, that's all the person.
All right, and there you are. And that's how you cast. You see that bobber out there? I don't know if you do, but I see it. I'm trying to reel it in. Trying to reel it in.
Wow. That must be the same one.
You think it's the same one?
Yeah.
That is fish number 2 for the wooden rod and reel. We're gonna go for one more fish on the wooden rod and reel because they are just annihilating and they're really swallowing them, and I don't want a bunch of fish to be swallowing a bunch of hooks, so we'll go for one more. If that one swallows it, we'll be done with the rod and reel. If it doesn't, we might just continue fishing with it. I'm not gonna worry about trying to film anything cool. I'm just gonna cast it out, and that way I can be right on it. Ooh, there goes a duck. All right, that's been about 20 minutes and have not caught a single one. Got more bites, but haven't landed anything. So this thing's kind of a nightmare to fish with because you can't cast and the wind keeps bringing it right back to me when I cast it all of the 6 or 7 feet. So instead of continuing to mess with this thing, I'm going to just fish with my other one and just enjoy fishing with my son. I knew this thing had some issues going in. It worked. I caught a couple fish. It does work. So I'm just going to keep fishing. Thanks for watching.